Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Ann, and today is May 3rd, 2019. And I want to tell you about a vision, well, several visions that I had last night. But I think Yahushua had a message that he wanted to get across to me. So I just wanted to kind of share this with you. And as I said, it came in the form of several visions, but it took a while for me to understand what he was telling me. So I wrote it up in my journal this morning. So what I'm going to do is just kind of read it to you. So it said, I woke up at 11:27 a.m. and I saw the lion of the tribe of Judah on my ceiling. Then he came down and he moved my bed across the room, and I saw myself, now this is in the vision, as he pushed my bed with me in it across the room. And that was pretty much all I saw, and that was at 11:27. And I remember thinking to myself, maybe he wants me to move my bed. I said, okay, I'll do that tomorrow, because that was pretty much all I saw in that vision. Then he woke me up several more times in a very, very short span, because I went back to sleep. This was right after I had gone to sleep. And so I was, very sleepy at this point. So I went right back to sleep. Then he woke me up several more times and he showed me the same vision. I first saw the lion of the tribe of Judah on my ceiling, clearly the lion of the tribe of Judah. I knew who it was. Then he came down and he moved my bed with me in it across the room. Now, after he had done that two more times, I started thinking to myself, I said, okay, maybe I misunderstood what he's trying to show me. Maybe there's something more critical that he's showing me that I need to be aware of. So I started thinking about it, and I thought about it a few minutes. And then I went on back to sleep, thinking that, okay, well, this is the only thing that I can understand right now. And so what I'll do is I will move my bed tomorrow. I'll just turn it in the opposite direction. That's what I thought. Then again, I woke up at 12:08, or I was awakened at 12:08, and I had the same vision again. But this time, there was a star in my eyes. I could clearly see this star in my eye, meaning that when I look up, I could see a star, but I looked out my window, which my bed was near, and I could not see any star outside. But when I turned my eyes to the left in my peripheral vision, I could clearly see this bright star as if it was in the sky. And so that was kind of interesting. And so I said, okay, I can see this star, but yet when I look out the window, I don't see this star. So I'm saying, what in the world does this mean? So again, I went back to sleep, and he woke me up again with the same star in my eyes. This happened twice, where the star stayed in my eye, where I looked at the window and I didn't see the star, but when I used my peripheral vision and I looked to the left, I could see that star in the room. So again, he showed me this again. And so I'm still not getting the message at this point. So I went back to sleep and he woke me up again and he showed me the same vision. I didn't see the star this time, but he showed me a broken heart. And I knew it was his broken heart. It was his broken heart that he was showing me. And, brothers and sisters, when he showed me that broken heart, that really broke my heart, because I'm saying, okay, he is trying to tell me something that I don't understand. And I just need to understand what it is. I have done something that has caused him to have a broken heart, and I want to know what it is. I'm thinking that, okay, he wants me to move my bed so that I could see the stars. And then that I thought about that. I said, well, maybe he wants me to move my bed so I can see the stars. Because see, brothers and sisters, one of the highlights of the last, I guess, probably 7 or 8 months is that Yahushua has been showing me the stars, and every time the stars will come into view so that I could see them from my bed, he would teach me about the stars. And so that's what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to get up and look out the window because of the fact that I had moved my bed, I could not see the stars out of my window. And so he was showing me this vision where I needed to move my bed so that I could see the stars out my window. And so I understood that that's what he was showing me. But it didn't click until he showed me the broken heart, because his broken heart, because as I said, one of the things that I used to enjoy doing, and I know he enjoyed it too, is that he would wake me up and then he would show me a star, and I would get my iPad, my stellarium, and I would actually do a study on that star the next day, the one that he showed me. And that was really one of the highlights. But since we have been having so much rain and so many clouds, plus he has been revealing to me so many other things, that I just sort of kind of got away from looking from the stars. And just with the kind of moving around, I had moved my bed so that I couldn't have a good view of the window, and that's what he was showing me. He wanted me to move my bed back so that I could see the star. And so what I did when I got up the next morning, this morning, I remembered the time very specifically. So I got my stellarium out, my iPad with my stellarium on it. I got it out, and I saw that it's the constellation Virgo, is what he was showing me. And the star that I was seeing in my eye was the star Spica in the constellation Virgo. So I've got a feeling that he's going to be showing me more about this. Plus, to be really truthful, I have been praying that he teach me about uh, three terms. You probably have heard the term the highest heaven, the third heaven, and the seventh heaven. And I have been praying to him to ask to make it clear to me, Lord, are these the same place, or are these different levels of heaven? The third heaven, the highest heaven, and the seventh heaven. So I've been praying about that. So I've got a feeling that, well, I'm hoping that he's going to explain that to me. But I need to be able to look at the stars, look at the heaven, so that he can teach me. And that's what he was showing me. So probably about 5 or 6 times, he showed me this vision last night where he actually moved my bed so that I could look out the window, and he also put a star in my head. I mean, it was basically in my head, because when I looked out the window from where I was, I didn't see it, but I could clearly see it in my peripheral vision. And again, after studying it, I know that it was Spica in Virgo, so you probably will be hearing me talk more about Virgo in the coming days, and hopefully I'll get some understanding on what it is when he talks about third heaven, the seventh heaven, and the highest heaven. Because I'm thinking that these are not necessarily the same place. There may be a third heaven, but I think there is a seventh heaven, which is referred to in our Bible as the highest heaven. So I would say, um, shalom until the next time, but you may be hearing me speak more about the constellations and the stars coming up in future videos, because he obviously wants me to put my bed in a position where I can see the stars so that we can actually do study of the stars. And if I broke his heart because I didn't understand that, I am so sorry, Lord. I definitely want to do what it is that you want me to do. So I would say shalom until the next time.